Hello everyone, welcome. First of all, today we will talk about pair and mob programming, and we will tell you about mob programming. After we will talk about pair programming, and then we will talk about the difference and similarities of these two. And we will end the presentation with the conclusion parts. Next one. We are third year engineering students, and me and Berat are electrical engineering students. Hesham is civil engineering, Mina is mechanical engineering student. And many projects started to fail due to problems such as projects becoming larger and more complex over time. The customers not being able to see big picture and not being able to fully reveal their needs, and the rapid change of technology and the rapid change in requirements, and the inability to integrate it into our project. And that's why Agile was born. And today we will tell you about the pair and mob programming that has emerged to solve these problems.
Thank you, Arda. And I will tell you about the pair programming approach. Pair programming is an agile approach to software development. It includes two programmers working together at the same project, one of them called driver and the other called navigator. Of these two programmers, driver actually writes the code and navigator checks the mistakes or the missing parts of his or her project. This pairing session can accelerate agile delivery because teammates work together to find the best solutions. This eliminates the need of checking the project after the work and after doing the project, and it gives more correct and better results. But also an negative approach can be said as it's waste of two programmers on the same project, the waste of time maybe. As we have focused on the software development part, but we can give an example from real life, like in your life, other projects in your life, such as the Formula One driver and his race engineer. In this example, the driver drives the car actually, and the race engineer feeds him with the information needed to be faster and be more precise. And these are some informations about if he corners the fastest way or the best way possible, or if he does some mistakes in his driving. And we can extend this example further. In your homeworks, maybe one student can do the homework and other can check if he or she is doing it right. Finally, some best practices about pair programming is first, ABC, always be communicating, because the communication is the key of any group work. And take turns of being driver and navigator, and take break. Everyone can be exhausted of doing some work. Taking breaks makes the focusing easier and better. And finally, ask for help. Everyone is human, so everyone can lack information. At that point, you should ask for help and learn that information. And after this, Hesham will talk about mob programming.
Thank you, Berat. Hello, everyone. I want to start with a question. What is mob programming? As we know, mob programming is a collaborative approach to software development in which a small group of developers work together in real time on one task. Next, please. The mob team. The mob team consists of three main sectors: the mob, the navigator, and the driver. The mob strategy uses a driver navigator flow workflow. So the mob discuss what approach should be used, and the navigator is responsible for achieving agreement and providing the driver with instructions. Next, please. Now I'm going to talk about some advantages and benefits of mob programming. First of all, it enables everyone to total access and share the knowledge between the team members. Also, it's ensuring that the code standards are met by having navigator review the code as being written. So we avoid the mistakes by that. So there is a driver who is writing the code, and the navigator is checking if the code is right or not. So we don't need to redo it again. We are fixing it immediately. Also, overcomes individual weaknesses. So as the development continue, the strengths and weaknesses of the group members are obvious. So we can work on these weaknesses, and by opening the knowledge between everyone, it is going to help him to overcome it. Also provides fast feedback. As I said, the navigator is checking on the driver work. Also enable continuous work. So if someone of the team is not attending for any reason, the work is continuing. Also breeds a better hard and soft skills. Next, please. Also, as there's advantages, there's also disadvantage for the mob programming. So some of the developers may think that it is working on a mandatory group is boring and this is just a waste of time because you are taking so much time in the discussion and these things, and they prefer on working individually. Also, it can take high effort to solve a task because the team is everyone have his own opinion, so it's maybe taking time to achieve an agreement because everyone have his own point of view. It can also take longer to achieve an agreement. As I said, everyone has his own opinion and everyone think that he is the right one, so it's taking time to achieve an agreement. And after it, Mina is going to continue.
So as Hesham said, I will be examining the similarities and differences between pair programming and mob programming. The similarities between them are they are both software development techniques that involve multiple people working together on a project and providing higher code quality. Also, the developers can solve problems together and get some new ideas and different perspectives together. Next slide, please. However, there are some key differences between these two. First of all is the number of developers. Like pair programming involves 2 developers working together, while mob programming involves a larger group of developers, typically 3 or more. And the second is role distribution. In pair programming, one person is a driver and write codes, while the other person is a navigator. As Hesham and Berat said, they are both navigators and drivers in this programming, but in mob programming, the roles of drivers and navigators can be swapped at any time, and everyone works together on the same task, and everyone has equal input into process in mob programming. And the last one is, it is observed that when using pair programming, there might be an increase in the effort in the project that causes a loss in productivity. Mob programming might increase the productivity compared to pair programming because including more developers. And overall, both pair programming and mob programming can be effective methods for improving the quality and the efficiency of software development, but they differ in terms of the number of developers involved and distribution of roles and responsibilities. And now Arda will conclude our presentation.
Thank you, Mina. As a result, today we talk about mob programming and pair programming and examine their relation with each other. We have seen that both are useful and usable in the agile approach. Thank you for listening to us. If you have questions, you can reach our email addresses. Thank you.